Every year, mosquitoes kill more people than any other animal. More than 250 million cases of malaria each year cause more than 600,000 deaths worldwide. Of these, 3/4 are children under the age of 5. How does this micropredator devastate millions? And why is it a concern for those calculating the future? Let's explore how a major breakthrough is reshaping the global fight against malaria.
This female mosquito laying her eggs is a member of the Anopheles family. The Anopheles mosquito carries malaria germs. Each egg is a potential threat to the health of human beings.
The disease is carried by the Plasmodium parasite that can infect mosquitoes of the Anopheles species. If you are bitten by a female mosquito that carries the parasite, you risk being infected with malaria. The symptoms can be mild, including headache, fever, and chills. These can be hard to recognize and therefore vital treatment often not sought. Or they can be life-threatening: fatigue, seizures, difficulty breathing. In the worst cases, it can mean death within 24 hours. The battle against this killer disease has been long fought around the world. Africa is the most affected continent. The top 3 hotspots are Nigeria, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, and Uganda. With climate change, the malarial map may be shifting. Warmer temperatures could see mosquitoes moving into new areas, but also leaving others that become too hot for them. Extended mosquito seasons and faster life cycles for the parasite.
With climate change is we get a lot of flooding. And what happens when the flood is over, you've got receding floodwaters full of muddy pools. All species of mosquito love to lay their eggs and breed in these muddy pools. What you're ending up with is places which are helpful mosquito breeding sites which weren't there before and perhaps hadn't been there the previous week. And now suddenly, if it's mosquito breeding season, there's more places for the mosquitoes to breed so that they can therefore cover a wider geographical area, sort of in local clusters. And then the change in temperature affects where they can and can't live. And so all of those things are affecting how malaria is spreading around the world.
The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change, IPCC, estimates that 51 to 62 million more people will be exposed to malaria by the next decade. But progress in preventing the disease is happening fast. This year, scientists took a huge leap forward. Not one, but 2 new vaccines were approved by the WHO. They are being rolled out with the help of Gavi, the non-profit International Vaccine Alliance. The first, RTSS, was developed by GlaxoSmithKline. Vaccinations of children in West Africa began in January 2024. The second, R21, or Matrix M, was developed by the University of Oxford. Vaccinations of children in Ivory Coast began in July 2024. This newer vaccine has the benefit of being nearly half the cost of the other, at just $4 per dose.
Gavi is funding and coordinating the rollout of 2 vaccines, R21 and RTSS, to protect those at highest risk, aiming to reach at least 6.6 million children with the malaria vaccines by the end of 2025.
What does this mean for actuaries?
There's definitely a surge in the need for malaria modeling across different countries that include the impact of vaccination. We need to be incorporating demographic changes, birth rates, fertility rates, mortality rates, and so on. This often requires consultation with national actuaries who are primarily in charge of putting these characteristics and also forecasting this data into the future. But once you do the cost-benefit analyses over time to realize the impact on people's livelihoods of actually being sick with malaria, even if your cases are few and the government resources required to manage and maintain low levels of malaria, you realize that it is in fact quite a large burden on a government. The increased role of actuaries in this field can really help to bring people closer to our health system, to enable access. I think that's it, and that will not just benefit the world of malaria, but benefit health in general. There are new data streams, perhaps, that can be considered. And these data streams are, given that modeling is becoming a more and more part of decision making, these data streams should be feeding into the products that actuaries are working on for the national government, but also in the private sector. So I think more innovation is required in this space, and that does impact day-to-day work of actuaries.
All life and health actuaries have to keep abreast of advances in medicine for their work. And today, climate is also at the forefront of what they do. This year marks a big breakthrough in the battle against a big killer. The climate is changing. The data is changing. The global risk picture is changing. For more on this topic, see the September-October issue of The Actuary. For further resources, visit theactuary.com.